Well, the NFL lockout has hit day 91 with the parties continuing to negotiate, but an imminent resolution, Z, does not seem likely. Huh?
Indeed. Here to join us is somebody who's paying attention very closely to that stalemate, Broncos tight end Dan Gronkowski. First of all, welcome back to Double Coverage in Fox.
How you guys doing?
Yes, I appreciate you coming in here, even though you're dwarfing Z and I.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, so we had our cameras follow you the last week, invading your lives to kind of document how the lockout has been impacting you, not just in terms of not being able to officially practice, but also mentally. So are you ready to finally see the finished product?
I'm looking forward to the video. We did some grilling, and I'm sure Britton had a lot of fun with it also, so I can't wait to see it.
All right, so let's take a look.
I'm a big football fan, but I also think that for an industry that's making $9 billion a year in revenue, they can figure out how to divide it up in a sensible way.
It's day 83 of the NFL lockout, which began on March 12th. And officials from the NFL and the NFLPA
Hey Ernie, what do you say, pal?
continue to meet behind the scenes to bridge the gap between their differences.
Really, our only purpose here today was to show that it's important to us.
This while awaiting a ruling in St. Louis on the legality of the lockout.
To the extent that what's going on is continuing negotiations, I think what that underscores is that the union has not disappeared forever.
Look, it was good to be in St. Louis. Other than that, we're not going to have a comment.
In the meantime, lockout life, real life, continues for the players, including Broncos tight end Dan Gronkowski, who's planning a wedding with fiancée Brittany Bluegis, and Broncos punter Britton Colquitt and wife Nikki, who recently returned from theirs. Both families impacted by the labor dispute.
Will you get the tinfoil and...
All right.
I was going to do some eggs, yeah. We'll just let that sizzle for a while.
Both families with similar concerns.
In the back of your head, it's like, man, we might not start that season, and that's a big, big time blow.
I think it's just really you don't know what's going on, and anything can change at any time.
It's June 4th, around 11 a.m. Britton and Nikki are preparing a late breakfast in their new home.
We've been channeling our inner Paula Deen.
Really?
Yeah, that's Britton's favorite.
Man, well, she uses all that butter and all this, but it's good.
Is that not Britton Colquitt?
That's me right there.
Is that not Britton Colquitt?
The Colquitts recently returned to Colorado from their wedding in the Bahamas. Unlike his brother Dustin, punter for the Kansas City Chiefs, who in 2005 had 700 guests at his wedding, with the lockout in mind, Britton and Nikki had to keep their invitation list to 50.
We knew that because of our family's situations, we were going to have to pay for the wedding, which is fine. I had 15 guy friends come. She had 5 girlfriends, and we had a couple close family members, like our parents, come. But other than that, no one can come.
Now, with Britton unsure of when Dove Valley will open their doors again, the start of newlywed life already includes family budgeting.
So Britton Colquitt, 9 yards in the Bronco end zone.
Yeah, I played a year last year, but I also bought a wedding ring and paid for a marriage and all that kind of stuff. We're not buying a house, but we're renting a house, and stuff like that costs.
Especially if you're doing the opposite of what the NFLPA advised before they decertified.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's probably the #1 thing they'd probably say to you is don't plan a wedding during the lockout, but yeah, exactly. Not gonna hold back the love. And I think these are cooking on the outside too fast.
It's June 5th, around noon, and Dan and Brittany are preparing to grill by the pool.
It's at 4:50 almost now.
Barbecue roasting.
Yeah.
Good to me.
They're still pushing forward with their plans to wed July 9th in their hometown of Buffalo, New York, even with Dan's return to football still pending.
Pass is going to be caught. Gronkowski, the tight end.
I think about it all the time, especially because we're planning a wedding. It's in a month, so now all the big, things are need to be paid off.
And Dan's fiance is already making financial sacrifices by hiring herself to organize their nuptials in this time of uncertainty.
I actually took the wedding planning as a job, so we didn't have to hire a wedding planner. I have planned everything with the help of my mom and sister as well, because they're in Buffalo. I went to a Bridal Chateau, a place in our hometown area, and found a dress that was under $500, and I loved. And he's also helped me a lot.
Oh, we got a little burnt there.
What have you been doing besides, you know, buying confetti or something?
I've done things like set up the website, pick out songs for the DJ. We're gonna. Oh yes, some of them.
All of which costs money and contribute to Dan's fiance considering picking up a job for a second income.
I was a teacher. I taught first grade back in Maryland, so I'm definitely going to look into substituting, nannying, anything that I can do.
So you want to help me out?
I gotta go to practice. Oh wait, okay. Boss!
Colquitt's wife is working now as well.
Sit. Boy.
Albeit right before the labor dispute officially began.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Now we're really thankful that I do have that job and it's got a pretty good salary, and if the lockout happens, we'll have that to fall back on.
We good, Nene? Like I said, she's our big breadwinner now, so she's bringing home the bacon. She thought it was going to be overdone. I'm the stay-at-home dad, you know, Mr. Mom.
To our dog, because we don't have any children.
There's my guy.
But not for too long, which is why Britton is also looking for other opportunities.
I know, he's been sleeping all day.
In case there's no football.
So Britton Colquitt, 9 yards in the Bronco end zone with a very nice effort here.
I've already got stuff lined up to where if we start missing games, I'm going to get a job. There's a big storm coming.
Recently, Colquitt and Broncos fullback Spencer Larson took a trip out to Spokane, Washington to investigate a financial advisement opportunity.
That's what we're doing with our lockout.
While also clearing their heads.
No! This is Spencer Larson, and we are trying to spend our lockout time productively.
First off, I'm gonna be like a shareholder in my financial advisor's company. He's also Spencer Larson, our fullback's financial advisor. And how far out are we? 220. 220. So I gotta learn some finance stuff. It's like a networker. I would actually go out, just meet people, play golf with them, and just enjoy people's company. And then that's kind of like my job title.
So while the boys think of ways to garner revenue by other means, the ladies keep their minds on curtailing the expenses they already have.
What do you hope to accomplish today?
They seem to meet around federal buildings.
There's times where I'll think about, oh my gosh, this lockout's still going on. Like, we're cooking in a lot. We've been grilling everything you can think of. Maybe we'll have to watch movies and not have cable.
Just dominating some kids on some Xbox right now.
And perhaps stay in for a cost-effective break period playing video games.
Where are all these guys? There we go. I'm the one who has to set the example and not go out there and spend all my money right away.
We're not going to buy this, or we're not going to do that.
Yeah, like we don't have a couch.
Yeah.
So
we're sitting on this little chair together.
Yeah, so we have a love sack where our couch normally is.
And speaking of love sacks,
what if we got pregnant? Because, you know, that's always a possibility when you're married and you're living together.
Things happen.
Our plan, which plans don't usually succeed, but our plan was to wait a few years just to enjoy married life.
Meanwhile, Brittany worries about the cost of health coverage after football.
And an injured player for Denver, Dan Gronkowski, is on one knee as he was blocking up front for Moreno, and Gronkowski needs some help getting off.
Well, my number one concern is I can't push him around in a wheelchair, so if his knees or anything else, his hips are bothering him, it needs to be taken care of because he's a big boy. But I mean, I just see like the dedication and the hard work and what he does to his body during the season, and that, you know, they do get the big paychecks, but I think it's pretty much evens out for what he does to his body.
But to that end, the lockout has also been advantageous in that it not only has opened their eyes to the reality of life, it has made them appreciate it.
It's been awesome to get to see him all day, every day, and run errands together and just do the little things.
Around the house.
You're always safe if you drive it on low, no matter what color.
And doing things abroad.
Convoy of Hope. I don't know if you guys have heard of them, but they're a worldwide organization. We talked to them and met them, and we were like, hey, we want to go to Haiti. You know, we want to help out and see what's going on. So we went there. It was just like a day-and-a-half trip, and like they're building new orphanages, and we want to help them with that and financially provide.
But during these very delicate labor talks, it's most important that Dan and Britton simulate their training schedules as close as possible.
He'll be doing the lower weight, higher rep. That'll be like my high weight.
Even though he says he sleeps in, he's waking up at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and
That's sleeping.
there have been days where he's working out 3 times a day.
Come here.
Oh my gosh.
While keeping up with updates from their trusted sources.
Got an update from Russ Hochstein and Brian Dawkins and Kyle Orton, an NFLPA update.
They email us, they text us, and most guys' agents also, I think, are very involved, letting their guys know what's going on.
Hopefully it'll just, end pretty soon.
And as for the job DeMaurice Smith is doing?
I think he's doing a great job, and I mean, he's out there really just got the support of everyone, and he's getting it done.
Come on, buddy.
In the end, while both the Colquitt and Gronkowski families manage this labor conundrum, they both remain cautiously optimistic.
It wouldn't be good for the league to miss one game or the players, so I mean, I don't see this going into past the first game. I think we're going to play the first game, and I'm very optimistic about that.
All right, so certainly no football being played, as Josina documented. There's certainly not a lack of things going on in your life.
Yeah, I mean, we still basically do the same things I would if I wasn't in season. Go work out for a few hours a day and just have the afternoon off and play video games.
Any guy likes that.
Absolutely, and you guys are kind of in a unique situation because the lockout actually supposedly would impact you more from the standpoint that there's a new head coach in town in John Fox, but the caveat being that the offensive coordinator is the same. So talk about that aspect.
I think the aspect that's going to affect us most is on the defensive side with Coach Fox coming in, a defensive guy, really a new scheme and everything, so the players haven't done that yet. Us keeping many of the same guys on offense, we're going to run many of the same plays, some new stuff, but nothing major is going to change, and it's not going to be as hard to transition for the offense.
I'm sure you've had a chance to run into Tim Tebow, but any concerns about his media tour promoting the book, or are you pretty secure that even going into his sophomore year that he will be okay and grasp this offense?
He seems like he's working out a lot because every time I see him, he's blowing everyone away. So he must be working out.
On the golf course, too.
I don't know where he's working out, but he must be doing some push-ups between his signings or something. But yeah, he's a strong guy, and looking for a good year from him.
All right, well, we definitely appreciate you coming in, giving us the time, to come into your house, document how the lockout has been impacting you, so we appreciate that.
Yep, thank you. The video was very nice. All right.
All right, thank you.